Hey there. A lot of coaches, when they start out in their coaching business, particularly heart-centered, soul-led coaches, really worry about fraud factor. They worry about being an imposter. They worry if they really have the goods to deliver the change that they want to make. And so they worry about making claims and then making results claims, and then they don't sell and don't enroll the potential clients that they could help. So this dealing with fraud factor and imposter syndrome is a real issue for new heart-centered coaches. And often what I found is that the people who worry about it the most are often the people who need to worry about it the least. The people who don't even notice and don't even give a shit are often the ones who need to maybe look at a few things. So there's just 4 things that you need to do in order to completely, with ethics and integrity, eliminate fraud factor from your mind completely and be able to start your business, start your coaching business, or grow your coaching business, grow your healing and practitioner transformational change business with integrity and never have to worry about fraud factor ever again. So lots of mindset coaches would just say, just clear the belief. You're not a fraud. Just clear the belief that I'm a fraud. And we can absolutely do that with mindset coaching, 100%. That's the inner world work. But we also need to make changes to the outer world. We need to make structural changes in order to eliminate that idea so that you know that you're in integrity, so that you know that you're in ethical practice at the same time. So there's just 4 things that you need to do, and 3 of them are structural things, and 1 of them is an inner world change. So the first thing is get some training. Right? If you're worried about being a fraud and you're worried about not having the skills to deliver results, get training. If you're trained and you have competence, then you don't need to worry about being a fraud because you know your skills. And so you can then make claims within the scope of your skills and your ability to deliver results. So training is the first one. The second one is ongoing mentoring and supervision. So a lot of people do certifications or get trainings or do weekend courses or 7-day courses, and then they're out in the big bad world coaching people and they don't have anyone to ask questions to. That's when you start to run into issues. That's when you start to, have things show up where you need to be able to ask questions. And so get yourself some mentorship and supervision. That's the other piece. So point 1 is get training. Point 2 is get mentorship and supervision. Step 3 is one that I have that's just kind of become really clear to me. We need to have, and I'm going to be championing this more, is that we as coaches and trainers need to have a way to receive constructive feedback. So creating a form at the end of your coaching programs or group programs or on your website where you can receive feedback from clients and students that will allow you to know if someone is having, something go on that they need some help with. A lot of people don't feel comfortable saying, hey, I need help with this, or hey, I'm having an issue with this, or, it really upset me when you said blah. Sometimes we can make culturally insensitive statements without even realizing it, not meaning to be hurtful, but just out of blindness, out of cultural bias that we don't even realize. So the third one is to be able to have a structural way of receiving feedback and be okay with receiving feedback. Be okay with receiving constructive feedback so that you can get better. So training, ongoing supervision to ask questions. That's a baseline for clinical practice. And I have a supervisor myself. I work with other trainers, and every month we get together and we talk about client issues that we're facing, and we talk about how to get better as practitioners. So 16 years in, I'm still getting supervision. So training, supervision and mentorship, a way to receive feedback, and then, and only then, once you've dealt with these 3 structural issues, then you can eliminate that belief that I'm a fraud and know that you are in 100% integrity. Just dealing with that belief without doing those other three without making those other three structural real world changes is delusional, and it's setting you up for failure. So just 4 things that you need to do to completely eliminate feeling like a fraud or feeling like an imposter, so that you can start your coaching business with power and confidence and conviction and grow it and sell with conviction and enroll new clients with conviction, because you want to make a change in the world and you care about ethical practice. So if you would like to implement these things in your business, then let's have a chat, because I can actually help you with all of these 4 things, right? I'm a certified trainer. I can help you with training. I am have an ongoing mentorship and supervision. We will be creating protocols and best practice guidelines around how to receive feedback as a coach, and we can deal with your mindset stuff too. So if you have ever struggled with feeling like a fraud or feeling like an imposter, and you are a soul-led, heart-centered, ethical coach that really wants to make a positive difference in the world and wants to do it right, then let's have a conversation. Reach out to me in the comments below with the word integrity, or reach out to me on a private message, and we can have a conversation about if my Super Coach Academy is the right thing for you. Have a great day. Thanks. See ya.